attacking game. Territory is massive. The pressure is hyped up, and a lot is expected of that man, Sean O'Loughlin.
Yes, they tend to play well when O'Loughlin is on the field, Phil.
That's right. The last time Castleford came here, they physically couldn't cope with the speed, the aggression, the ferocity with which the Warriors began the game. And yet, they were still good enough to score 4 tries over the 80-minute period. They've got to start quicker tonight.
Well, it's going to be Castleford who will get this match in progress. Ben Thaler is the big match referee, and we talk about grand final rivalries amongst the teams. I'm sure there's grand final rivalry amongst the officials. Robert Hicks last night, Ben Thaler tonight. They are both in pole position to take charge at Old Trafford. So let's hope for a great 80 minutes as we had last night from Ben Thaler, as Wigan take the first use of the football, attacking from right to left in this first half. Watching the build-up to this, watching the players warm up on the field, I must say Castleford were very, very physical amongst themselves in the build-up to this. They've been wrestling each other on the field. And it's Wigan who have reached now the 3rd tackle in the opening set of 6, who are in possession. But look at that defence.
Evidence of that physicality. Swarming defence, good contact and good control as well. They're trying to slow Wigan down. Only a small amount of metres made. Good carry from Ben Flower.
But he's reached the 5th and last, 40 metres away from his line. Tompkins with the kick. He was under pressure from McShane. It went all along the ground. And the 5,000 or so from Castleford, who've journeyed across the hill here, get behind their team as they have the first use of the football for the Tigers.
Well, that fella can set the crowd alight. Matautia, when he returns the ball, he's powerful, he's got good footwork, and he's another player that can provide a link to the edge players.
This is James Clare, moving in off the wing to take tackle number 3. Behind him, Paul McShane at dummy half. They're inside Wigan territory. Millington gets it away to Gale. Short pass from him to Oliver Holmes. He's dealt with by Thomas Lulawai and John Bateman. Luke Gale is the dummy half. This now Nathan Massey for Castleford. Darryl Powell watching from high up here on the gantry. Ryan Sheridan is alongside him. And here's the first kick of the night from Luke Gale. It's high, and it's bounced off a Castleford man. Comes back to Gale. And Gale couldn't get the kick away. It wasn't the best end to the set for Castleford.
Don Manfredi, you watch when Luke Gale gets hold of that ball, he steadies himself, plants his feet, he knows he wants height and hang time to put Don Manfredi under pressure. It was a little bit too short, hits the back of Michael Shenton, and Wigan get the ball and try to make metres upfield again.
Well, the air is a bit heavy at Wigan at the moment. The pitch is shrouded in some smoke from the fireworks that greeted the players onto the field. We can just about see through the haze, and we can watch as Sargentson takes the ball forward again for the Wigan Warriors. Super 8s in August, 24-22 here. Wigan 20-0 up at half-time. April, Wigan won 28-12 against the Castleford Tigers on this ground. Here is O'Loughlin. He finds Williams. He spreads it wide now to Sargentson. Tries to go inside Wardle. There's support there from Roberts. And that's Davis at dummy half. It's now with Williams. There's the kick. Tompkins is after it, but I think he's been called offside by Ben Thaler, so Matautia can run this ball back again.
Matautia again, looking to run into players, challenge them physically. You mentioned the recent history. 2 matches, 2 victories to Wigan this year, 1 victory to Castleford, but the Castleford Tigers have been talking all week, drawing on last year's experience. They came here a number of times, got the victory, and had the measure of Wigan last year, and they're drawing on that this year.
There's a misplaced pass. Gildart very quickly in. Michael Shenton retains possession though for his team. This is a good start from Wigan. They're very physical in attack.
First time, isn't it? In 5 plays they've made about 10 metres or even less there. They struggled, didn't they, to go forward. And that's the battle that you face when you're playing the Wigan Warriors here. The Tigers are aware of it. Manfredi now back up almost the halfway line.
Yes, Manfredi back in the side at just the right time for Sean Wayne and the Wigan Warriors. Had a horrendous couple of seasons with injury. McShane asking for something from the referee against Oliver Gildart, not forthcoming. This is Tom Davis. trying to spin away from the challengers.
Always looks for work, Tom Davies, helping the forwards out.
Ball that is picked up effectively by Gildart on the bounce. It wasn't the best from O'Loughlin. Over on that far side, it's Luluai. Luluai gets it back to his captain. And O'Loughlin takes tackle number 5, 10 metres inside Castleford's half of the field. Here's the kick from Tompkins, slides it all along the ground. It'll be greasy on the surface. It's been drizzling a bit throughout the course of the afternoon. It's a bit damp. It'll add to a zippy surface.
And they're mixing the kicks up well. That's the second occasion they put it along the floor. As you quite rightly said, a little bit of dew on the pitch. The ball will be slippy. The intensity and line speed and contact, look at that from Navarrete, getting his shoulder in, putting James Clare right on his back.
Good tackling again from Wigan. Michael Shenton only making a couple of metres from the play of the ball. He then plays it to McShane. Here is Millington. Roberts, wide they come.
Movement from Cass, coming away from that middle section.
Roberts with a left-footed kick, but straight into the arms of Sam Tompkins. Good positioning from the Wigan full-back.
This is the battle within the battle here.
Oh, and it was pinched by Millington. Oh. Well, it apparently was a high shot.
Well, he launched himself, the front rower, Don Manfredi. He ended up with the ball. First contact on the shoulder. I think he's been a little bit hard done to there. He loses his feet, ends up with the ball.
It's a big call from Ben Taylor, Stu.
Well, it is. From his view, he's seen contact with the head. And that's the reason for the first penalty of the game.
Well, it looked a fair challenge from Millington, but it was a touch high, perhaps. There is Stephen Price, the Warrington coach, who's guided Warrington to Old Trafford in his first season, watching firsthand one of the two teams that he will be facing live at Old Trafford next Saturday night.
I think he's calmed down yet. He was very excited last night. Mistake from Wigan.
Yes, knock on. Castleford very much in the face of the Wigan Warriors.
That's the link that John Wells was talking about before the game. John O'Loughlin passing to George Williams, but an inaccurate one that's gone behind him over the shoulder. And a relief here for Castleford because they started to stretch this left side, favoured for a lot of the attack. Sam Tompkins was lurking around the back. And I think the Tigers will be relatively content with how the first 7 minutes have gone, almost at that point.
8 wins and 6 defeats in Super League this year away from home. 2 defeats here, 2 at St Helens, 1 in Perpignan, 1 at Hull. That's Castleford's record on the road in 2018. But they believe they've got unfinished business at Old Trafford following last year. And they know all about winning here when the chips are down. 4 years ago, they won a Challenge Cup quarter-final on the way to their first Wembley in 22 years. Can they win here tonight on the way to their second Old Trafford in as many years?
Well,
they surrendered the ball
like
here.
that.
This is Williams. Williams gets it away then to Bateman. Bateman has men outside him. One of them is Gildart. Gildart goes down and takes the 0 tackle. They made 20 good metres there. Wigan here now on the front foot. This is Tompkins. He gives it to Flower. Flower is brought to ground by Paul McShane. Magnificent tackle that was. Play on! And the referee saying play on, not having anything to do with the histrionics round the ruck. Good on you, Ben Taylor.
Yeah, well done. Sam Powell purposefully trips up.
Powell now a dummy half. This is Luluai. He finds Williams. Good ball. Greenwood. Greenwood to the line, and he's held up on his back.
Matautia holds a big second rower up. It looked for one moment like he'd broken that line. Big contact from Matautia. What a basic mistake from Nathan Massey coming away from his own line, and Wigan straight back on the attack.
Yes, tackle count continues from 10 metres out. Powell is waiting at dummy half as Flower gets to his feet and plays the ball. He then finds O'Loughlin in centre field. Pass to Luluai. He finds Williams. Wide to go. Tompkins. Good ball. Manfredi. Oh, Manfredi is caught again. And that was Luke Gale, and that has not gone down too well in the cherry and white.
A lot of passion, a lot of emotion involved in this game. Players and coaches from both teams bubbling away.
Well, Ben Thaler's got it all on, Stuart.
It has. It's a reaction to the tackle. Everybody's in. I think the view is that confusion will cause the referee to think twice about sending somebody off. I think it's a tackle on the shoulder. It's definitely high. For me, it just looks like a penalty. It's the shoulder there first and over the top.
Well, he missed him. He missed it on the head, didn't he?
Completely missed him, didn't he? Almost had his head in his armpit, Luke Gale.
It looked worse than it was.
Wouldn't a tackle like that get 10 minutes in the sin bin?
I've got a high tackle.
Well, you could say it's a reckless tackle.
Right.
I just think it's a penalty. You know, the first contact is with the shoulder.
And well, it looks as though that Manfredi's head hits Gale's chest. I think it looked worse than it was, and that's why we got the player reaction that we got. The referee has words to do.
Let me tell you, with his contact with the head, that is end of story. I'm not wordy as well, we're here. Sean!
Well, he's doing well to try and take the heat out of the kitchen.
Mate,
he's doing well to be ahead in all this row.
My whistle's gone. I've got the penalty, right? I don't need players coming in like that. OK, let's think about what we're doing. Here we are.
Well, that's not in Luke Gale's game. He's not the type of player to knock a player's head off, and Don Manfredi with that right-footed step, wrong-footed another defender before Luke Gale got to him. Well handled, I think, Ben Thaler.
Another set of 6 though coming at this Castleford defence. Ben Flower with the first drive in. They're 10 metres out Wigan. Castleford with some more defence to do. Gale doing the job this time on Bateman with a bit of help as well from Massey. That's Powell. This is O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin finds Luluwai. Luluwai gives it on the bounce, and it finds its way to Davis, somewhat fortuitously. That's Joe Greenwood at dummy half. Into centre field it goes to Williams. Williams just pops the ball up for O'Loughlin. He'll have a dash at the defence. Down he goes 5 or 6 metres away from the Castleford posts. 4 tackles gone, 2 left in this set. Here is Luluwai. Luluwai goes for the line. Has Luluwai got the ball down? I think he has. Well, it's at the end of that set of 6 to the penalty given away by Luke Gale. And Wigan get the early advantage. 10 minutes gone. Thomas Luluwai with the try. The man of the match in the 2010 Grand Final win against St Helens on his 250th appearance for this club. And Thomas Luluwai has given Wigan a dream start.
Well, Castleford Tigers can't afford to open the door to Wigan Warriors. Here's the basic mistake from Nathan Massey coming away from his own line. High shot from Luke Gale. Repeat possession. Wigan Warriors continually knocking at the door of Castleford Tigers' defensive line. Massey, Millington in position, ready to make that tackle, and failed in their objective. Low, hard and strong from Thomas Luluwai, and the perfect start for the Wigan Warriors.
So Thomas Luluwai gives Wigan a 4-point advantage. He switched to half-back against Castleford at the start of the Super 8s here, and that has been a masterstroke. Swapping positions with Sam Powell. And Tompkins here now to try and add the extra 2 to give Wigan a 6-point advantage. Aiming for a 5th Grand Final in 7 seasons under Sean Wayne, coach leaving. Star players like this man, Bateman and Sutton on their way too. Big reasons why Wigan want to win this. There's 4 of them there, and there's 6 points on the board.
Well, at the start of his career, there wasn't a more dangerous player in the sport than Thomas Luluwai within 10 metres of his opponent's try line. Now, he was given that field position because of this high tackle, and then, as you see, Castleford arrived here knowing that they cannot allow their opponents to be more aggressive. There's some pushing and shoving going on. Everyone gets excited. But Thomas Luluwai was cool enough then, with given that opportunity, the space and the power to push his way over the line.
So Castleford restart with a deep kick-off, and Williams is underneath it. Here comes Romain Navarrete. There is a young man who has emerged throughout the course of this season, the French international. This is his playoff debut.
Hasn't he come on, just really honed that skill and that art. Ben Flower does it particularly well.
Oh, what a break this is. What a break this is. He's through Matautia. He's up to halfway. Roberts gets to him and brings him down. What a break that is from the Welsh international.
Straight
Powell
up
at dummy half. Here now is Tompkins. Tompkins gets it away to Bateman. Bateman attacking down the right-hand side. Wonderful run from the prop forward. Gildart finds Tompkins. There's Williams. Navarrete again. Drives it in, tackle number 4. 25 metres away from the Castleford line. Powell into centre field to the try scorer Luluai. Here is O'Loughlin. This is Greenwood. Good tackle again by Roberts.
Pressure being applied by Wigan.
Last one here. They're coming down the short side. Williams changes direction. Now what's happened here? I think it's a penalty. Forward pass, is it?
Forward pass. Well, relief for Castleford Tigers, but what a gallop from Ben Flower. Simple mistake. He finds space. Comes probably 10 or 15 metres where he shouldn't be. Breaks the line and makes 20 or 30 upfield. Chaos here for Castleford. Look at that.
Well, they're lucky here. It's a knock-on against Wigan. It's a head and feed to Castleford. There's the knock-on by Sean O'Loughlin.
Luke Gale turned round and absolutely give it his team. Come on.
There's nothing to stop his team doing what Sean O'Loughlin did. Put your opponents under pressure. You can attack without the ball, which is what Wigan did there, Sean O'Loughlin. He didn't get the ball back, but he's certainly disrupted and it's caused some more anxiety now as they start from this scrum.
Well, if Manfredi has come back for Wigan at just the right time, Luke Gale has certainly come back for Castleford at just the right time. The reigning man of steel, the title will be handed over on Monday night. This is only his 15th appearance of the year, but back for the most crucial period of the season, and certainly for this semi-final. Liam Watts now steps out of one challenge, takes on Greenwood, takes on Powell, and takes on Flower.
And Luke Gale, he picked that injury up against Wakefield. Paulie clashed knees with him whilst he was running outside on that edge. Well, he's got the same prospect in front of him today. John Bateman, every time he gets the ball, he's looking to find Luke Gale.
Oliver Holmes gets the ball wide to Greg Eden. That's great defence from Manfredi. Here is Luke Gale now kicking on halfway on tackle number 5. The ball finding its way to the 20-metre line inside the Wigan half.
Good work. He knows his team have done a lot of defending, been under pressure, put it over the sideline, walk to the scrum, get your breath back, give some instruction as he's doing now to his players.
Very, very close to a 40-20 kick here from Luke Gale. A good one because they've been under pressure, near to the sideline. He's certainly behind the 40-metre line. The referee's decision, and it's a guess really, isn't it, from that distance, is it's just short of the 20-metre line. He's probably right, isn't he, where Sam Tompkins stands, almost like a flag on the 20-metre zone.
Okay, Tom.
So Wigan head and feed at the scrum. And in possession with Dan Sargentson. He was full back in the 2016 Grand Final win against Warrington. Sargentson. Navarrete will take it forward once again. And Tom Davies will have a scamper away from dummy half, straight into the challenge of Oliver Holmes and Liam Watts.
We're going to be completely dominant in these opening 15 minutes. I think they've shared the work around really well. You saw front rower, then a winger, then Ben Flower take the ball forward. When they feel that they're in the right spot, they look to kick and put pressure on their opposition defensively.
Only just, it just made it to the line there from Williams. It was a brilliant kick. Clare took the gamble, and it looked as though for a moment it wasn't going to find the whitewash, but then it just managed to get there.
I'm looking at the defenders and the pace on that kick chase team. I think they wanted to keep the ball in, keep the intensity high, keep the ball in play, and try and capitalise on how tired Castleford are at the minute. They have robbed them of energy in the first 15 minutes.
I'll tell you when, Ben. Same again, Ben. Right then, please. Let's bang, guys, please. Stand
Powell,
by.
the
Sam.
Castleford Tigers coach, was hoping that his team would have a much better start than when they were last here in the Super 8 in August. They were 20-0 down at half-time. They're only 6-0 down now after 16 minutes. but they've made enormous strides in the 5 years under Darryl Powell. 2017 league leaders for the first time in 91 years, remember.
He's tried to offload it, Eddie, and he's got it out.
And he got the ball away, and he's allowed to play on, and that's Gale, and that's good hands, and this is Holmes. And here comes Shenton down that left-hand side, but that's great defence.
Beautiful work from Castleford Tigers, forcing the ball. Matautia finds an offload, and there were 20 easy metres off the back of it.
It'll take something special to get through Bateman at the moment. One of the 3 contenders for the 2018 Man of Steel award, John Bateman.
It was a sloppy one by Matautia, but McShane didn't care.
Another kick deep from Luke Gale this time.
And he's happy to let the ball go over the sideline with the amount of work that his team's had to do. It's a banana kick. He knows exactly where he wants the ball to go.
17 minutes gone. Wigan leading here by 6 points to 0. Don't forget that on Sunday we will be in Toronto for the £1 million match. Toronto Wolfpack against the London Broncos. It's a 6:30 start on Sky Sports Arena. Sky Sports main event. Our team is in the air and on the way over there for that big match. Of course, they're a little bit behind us in time in Canada.
Yeah.
What time is it now in Canada, Baz?
3:10.
Well done. In the afternoon.
Yes. Next question.
Swatting up on that all afternoon. I threatened I would ask what time it is.
Don't ask me again, though.
No, all right, I'll leave you alone now. Tompkins here on a Friday night in Wigan with the grand final just a week away. Warrington lying in wait. As we've already seen, Steve Price, their coach, watching this match. There's a possibility of a crossing there, but Oliver Holmes has nicked the ball. But Wigan gave themselves up because they were expecting the whistle from Ben Thaler. Because they gave themselves up, the whistle never came, and Oliver Holmes took full advantage of that.
Well, this is the farthest upfield here now that the Tigers have had the ball to attack. Inside Wigan's 20-metre zone.
And this is with Nathan Massey. 3 tackles gone, and they are 15 metres away from the Wigan line. You're right, they're as close as they have been. Oh, Gale goes for a kick through, and that's picked up on the second occasion by Sean O'Loughlin. He was very early in the tackle.
Yeah. Look at Darryl Powell, he's not far away from us. I think he would have thought to himself, keep hold of the ball a little bit longer. Sharp thinking from Oliver Holmes. The disappointment in his face.
Of course, had it come off, he would have been wreathed in smiles.
Well, the opportunity, he must have felt it was there, Luke Gale, but he did have tackles in the bag.
And Freddie again takes the ball forward for Wigan.
Well, some of the Castleford fans might have been a little happy then. They saw Sean O'Loughlin running off the sideline. He's going to take a rest, but look who's replaced him. Liam Farrell back here now, and a very important, arguably one of Wigan's best players this season before he was injured.
Deep kick. Eden will run it back, he hopes. Gives it wide then to Shenton.
Well, the unpredictable is Greg Eden's forte. Michael Shenton knew that, his eyes were open, he were expecting that ball. Greg Eden follows his centre up, carries it forward for his team.
2 rotations by Sean Wayne early, some of the big men going off, big men coming on, but importantly, Sean O'Loughlin just taking a breather. This is James Clare now. Diving forward, no penalty. Roberts into centre field, it goes to Gale. Gale will spread it wide and find Holmes. Further wide then to Shenton. He steps inside the first would-be challenger, then straightens it up. But that's tackle number 5. They're almost 30 metres away, so the kick from Gale here has to be good, and it's not bad.
That's exactly what he wants. It's the 3rd occasion he's done it. They're shifting the ball, Castleford, and when they don't like what they see on the left side, they come back to a central or midfield position to give the option to Luke Gale. Give him a little bit of space, stretch those defenders out so he can find that try line.
They've had to do a lot of work defensively, haven't they, Castleford? International Rugby League on grand final day, Saturday morning at 10 minutes to 5. Sky Sports Arena, Sky Sports Mix. It's Women's International Rugby League. It's the Kiwi Ferns against the Australian Gillaroos. Grand final morning, 4:50. And then at 7 o'clock later the same morning, New Zealand against Australia. That is on Sky Sports Arena, and a week later we'll see the Kangaroos again, this time against Tonga at 7 o'clock on Sky Sports Arena. So the grand final may be over and done with on Saturday week, but the Rugby League keeps coming at you here on Sky Sports for the remainder of October. Be interesting to see how Australia and New Zealand fare, particularly the Kiwis due over here for their tour. Sam Powell with a kick from inside his own 40. Castleford need to be aware of this. I'm sure he is. Matautia, he's allowing this to bounce, but that's a great kick actually, and the chase isn't bad either.
An even better chase. And I don't for 1 minute believe that that wasn't scripted, that kick. Everybody, as soon as the foot touched the ball, got on the front foot and chased hard. And look at, again, Wigan trying to smother and suffocate Castleford's attacking threat.
Wardle for Castleford. 8 playoff appearances for Huddersfield for Wardle. He lost against Wigan twice in the playoffs with the Giants, 2014 and 2015. Shenton plays the ball to Eden. Eden gets the ball into midfield to Adam Milner. Milner in the England squad for that New Zealand Test series. A great reward for a wonderful season's work from the Castleford loose forward.
Justifiably, and as well. And when he comes onto the field for Castleford, his workload, his work rate will just release some of the pressure for everyone else. When McShane and Milner on, they get really tight round the middle and look to control the play of the ball.
Finish now. If you want to be critical of the Castleford Tigers, Phil, I suppose the way that they are ending their sets isn't what Darryl Powell would have wanted at the moment.
Well, people talk about kicking on the front foot, kicking on the back foot. They've been under pressure, haven't they? If you think of the tackles that Wigan have made, the quality, the control they've had has been better. They've made more ground when they've carried the ball. Until here, there's a chance.
Until there, Greenwood gives it on a plate to McShane. He gets the ball in field to that man Milner. Now then, this is a chance for Castleford. But Wigan's defence is remarshalled. Here goes McMeekan. But importantly for Castleford, one tackle gone. They're in the 20-metre zone. Liam Watts will drive it towards those posts.
Castleford all hanging back, all the attackers hanging back. That tells me they're looking for a big shot here.
Well, they lined up both sides, and they go to the left with Gale. And Gale will fire the pass to Matautia. He tried to go inside Gildart and Lulawai. Plays the ball to Shenton. There's Gale. Now Milner. Milner gives it to Roberts. Roberts was asked for the kick from James Clare, and it's going to be a goal line dropout here. Roberts was chasing his own kick. Williams, I think, to the rescue, though he's been damaged a bit in the chase and the kick and the challenge.
Lovely work from Castleford Tigers. James Clare, he pointed to the area that he wanted the ball kicked to. Roberts in the team because of Jake Truman's injury. Places it where he can, and then there's a contest at the back line where it looks like George Williams has picked up a little bit of a knock.
Well, the Tigers have looked lopsided until Ben Roberts has put that kick in. So much play and concentration of their attack has been around Luke Gale, predominantly on the left-hand side. Ben Roberts needs to balance that up a little bit so that Wigan don't have to just concern themselves with one half of the field, but defend the full width of it.
Been coming off the bench a little bit recently. Ben Roberts played a little bit in the centre. He's wearing number 1. He began the season as a fullback, but given the 6 responsibility this evening.
And here they come again in the shape of Liam Watts, straight at Sam Powell. Bateman was there as reinforcements. The ball is lost on the very first tackle. It's a free play, this, for Wigan. And, well, there was a collision there. Gale is saying the Wigan man ran into him.
Wigan players unhappy again. They look like anything Luke Gale does is really unsettling for them, and they're not going to take it, they're not going to have it.
I think this is just a collision. I think that Gale was
like another look at
standing his ground, and it was just a collision.
Here's Liam Watts carting the ball forward. He loses the ball. A little bit of pressure on the ball, but his responsibility is to keep hold of it. The collision is here. Luke Gale, watch him, the number 7. Well, his feet are up in the air. It's a little bit loose.
Every time I make a decision, I have Luke running at me and other players. Have a word with him, please.
Well, Luke Gale obviously is frustrated.
Don't need you running in either. Keep him down. Sam,
The call that's just gone against him. I mean, there doesn't seem much in that, Stuart.
No.
Well, again, from the referee's angle, he's looking through players. He's obviously felt that there's some contact with the head. That's the reason for the penalty.
That's 3 now, isn't it? If you think back to the 2 previous times where the call has gone against Castleford, they've been trying to be physical, trying to have that physical approach, but Ben Thaler hasn't liked it.
Line here, please, Liam.
Well, this is Ryan Sutton fighting to get to his feet 40 metres out. Powell to Luluai, Luluai to Tompkins, off the chest of Gildart. So Castleford survive.
Well, you might have noticed just as that play went through here, we'll see it again. Greg Eden, the left winger for Castleford, he's interested in interception, positioned himself between the 2 Wigan players out wide. And he's just hoping that pass from Tompkins is going to drop into his arms. Bounces from one player to another one on the Wigan side, and you see a scrum here. The referee just stopped the clock while we attend to a player.
Greg Eden was full-back in last year's grand final. He's got 18 tries this year. Bateman is receiving some treatment, as you see. Greg Eden's got 12 tries in his last 5 matches.
I wonder what's going through the mind of Sam Tompkins there. He knows that Greg Eden likes an intercept and will come out of the line, put himself in between attackers. He's trying to thread that ball to Manfredi, but aware of the threat of Greg Eden.
Well, Bateman has had the treatment.
Right, we're ready.
He's A-OK to carry on.
Fine, then. Stand side. Wait there, still. Get up. Out, get away.
Castleford's head and feed. Here's Shenton.
I must say the Castleford fans getting behind the side now, behind the sticks. They've travelled well in good numbers.
They have. They've filled that end.
2. Move, Ryan. Back here, 2.
Hardly a seat to be had. Great travelling support for the Tigers tonight in this, the second semi-final in the Betfred Super League, the race to Old Trafford.
We're here, 3.
26 minutes on the watch thereabouts. Penalty here. He took the wrong route then, Ryan Sutton, to get out of the way.
Darryl Powell thinks at last we've got 1 goal our way. He's fighting to play the ball.
That's why he's applauding it.
He's fighting to play the ball, McMeekin.
3-1 the penalty count.
Wigan trying to slow the play the ball down.
Go to tap.
Wardle now.
1. Move, Joe. Back here, Sam.
And another test of this Wigan defence.
Go 1.
So far it stood firm. This is Roberts. He gets it away to Gale. Gale then fires the pass to Matautia. Good in defence, dangerous in attack. Good scrambling defence though from Wigan. Oliver Gildart pulling down his opposite number, Shenton. Eden finds Gale. Ian Watts puffs out the cheeks. Runs at this defence, but they've not made much progress forward.
3. Go, Tony, you're offside.
Here is Ben Roberts again. Ben Roberts gets away from a couple. Gets to within a metre of the line. 4 tackles gone. They've got 2 still in the bank. McShane fires the pass to Gale. Gale then gives it to Holmes again. Matautia wide to Shenton. Great work by Gildart. Last one for Cass then. Gale. That's a knock-on. Play on. Massey has it.
Well, up to that
6
point.
to go. 7 to go. That's a free play.
Wonderful defence from Wigan.
McShane lost it. McShane has lost the ball forward.
Well, Luke Gale is getting booed every time he touches the ball. Wigan, whilst defending, never looked rattled. Everybody being in the right place at the right time, showing the right effort to get to where you're supposed to be. When Castleford were awarded another set of 6. Paul McShane with an early mistake. So disappointing for the Tigers. He thinks he can see the line and the ball just squirts out.
Yeah, he lost it clean, didn't he? It was a loose carry.
Captain, Tommy, come here.
And the referee is trying to put a lid on all this aggression. Best of luck in the semi-final with Old Trafford as the prize.
Listen, I know we've got a lot at stake, right? But every time we have an incident like that, we can't have players running in because we're going to end up with a situation, right, where we're not going to end up with everybody on the field. So please get your boys, touch the scrum, there and ball, end off. But just get into them about this running in, all right? Come down there and ball.
Well, both captains agree with the referee. That's a good start.
Maybe they've now got to tell their colleagues.
Got to get everybody on board. There is a lot at stake. Liam Watts is heavy when he's making the tackle. Sam Powell and the rest of the Wigan Warriors all come to the aid and support of their teammates. It's just tetchy, a little bit tetchy, isn't it?
Well, I think Castleford believe they're not getting a rub of the green, and Wigan are coping with whatever they throw at them at the moment. It's Sam Powell again. This is Tom Davis. Holding's the England night squad for the Papua New Guinea tour. Tom Davis to his feet, plays the ball to Powell. Here's Liam Farrell again. Tries to spin away from the other Liam Watts. Powell picks it up with the left hand, gives it to Sutton. Well, it's a disjointed pass, but they managed to retain possession, Wigan, in the shape of Bateman.
Sutton was trying to put it onto a teammate, moved the ball a little bit, ended up on the floor. It was picked up. Tony Clubb on the last tackle will give a quick play the ball to his kicker.
That's a good set defensively from Castleford this time. Lulawai under pressure from the flying McShane, got the ball away. Here comes Matautia.
Well, if he can continue to do that for the next 50 or so minutes, it's going to be hard for the Wigan Warriors. His energy with which and power with which he's returned so many of those kicks. It's been the most difficult player for Castleford to, for Wigan to try and defend, but mistakes like that won't get you to a grand final. It cost them a grand final last year when they came up with handling errors, simple ones, unforced. It could cost them an opportunity to get there again.
I think that's 4 or 5 times early in the tackle count with nobody around. And Castleford have handed possession over to Wigan, letting them off the hook.
Well, Wigan are back in Castleford territory here, in the shape of Tony Clubb, and what's more, they get a penalty. Well, it's not been the greatest introduction to a semi-final for poor old Adam Milner, named in the England squad this week, as I say, but a couple of drop balls, penalty given away.
And Tony Clubb fighting to stay on his front, fighting to play the ball once he's on his front.
Interesting here, they're taking a shot at goal.
They'll take the 2 points on offer. That will push them out to an 8-point lead. If you think back to last night, was it 3-2 at half-time? Very close, very tight. Half an hour gone. Tony Clubb, he's come on, he's tried to lift his team. The job of those bench players, if you think of Sutton, Farrell, Clubb, the 3 players that have come on for Wigan, they've tried to lift the team, tried to get involved, lift the intensity. And Tony Clubb earns his side a penalty on that occasion.
Well, an important kick in the context of the match. An important kick for Sam Tompkins. If he kicks this, he will reach 100 for the season. This includes kicks in the Challenge Cup. The only other player to get across the 100-goal barrier in Super League is Danny Richardson of St Helens. So Sam Tompkins this year has been a very effective goal kicker for the Wigan Warriors. And quite apart from everything else that he brings to the party, they will miss the goal kicking when he departs for the Catalan Dragons at the end of this year. Made his first playoff appearance for Wigan 5 long years ago. And here he is now to try and give them an 8-point cushion.
Oh, great catch.
No, he's gone. He stepped over. He stepped over with it. Matautia.
Good effort, Eddie. Great effort.
It was a great effort. He just couldn't stay the right side of the white line.
Multi-talented player, Peter Matautia.
Is he? Would that be a captain's challenge?
Well, no, he's actually done himself a disservice. If he'd let the ball go, it would have been a 20-metre dropout. But because he's jumped from the in-goal area and then landed out, it becomes a goal line dropout. So he's lost 20 metres on that action.
He was attempting to gain possession, though, wasn't he? Which he was pretty close to doing.
And here come Wigan, and that's a great tackle, and it's loose. The ball has come loose, and Watts has given it to McShane, and McShane gets it away then to Roberts.
Well, on the dropout, Ryan Sutton, hard and straight. He's bent in half by the Castleford defenders.
Well, as it turns out, catching the ball wasn't a bad decision.
No, all in the plan. Look at this. Milner.
A gift for Liam Watts, and it was a 0 tackle as well, so here they go. And Jesse Semilafeo's out there now.
Castleford want some quicker play the balls. I suppose that comes about a couple of ways. Running harder, winning that physical battle. Too many times here, they've just got up too slowly.
This is Gale, gets the short ball away to Lefeo, who's wrestled to the ground. Ryan Sutton and Bateman. Gale again, been given a bit of stick by the Wigan supporters after a couple of hefty challenges earlier that have been penalised by the referee. Milner, Roberts, floats it looking for James Clare out here. Is James Clare taken out there by Sargentson?
There's a collision, wasn't there?
It was certainly a bit of a shepherd.
It's a brilliant take from Tom Davis, though. Just simply focused in on the ball, leapt and caught that ball.
We've seen a lot of penalties, haven't we? Escorting the attacking player off by a defender.
None forthcoming there. So Wigan in possession again with Manfredi. Wigan fighting for the ground when they get tackled. Tompkins goes for a 40-20. Tompkins has gone for a 40-20. He's just missed it. Just missed, and he's frustrated, as you see. So close.
On the fourth tackle as well, he thinks he sees the space, comes out from dummy half, thinks he's measured it to perfection. He's about 12 inches out.
So it'll be head and feet at the scrum to Castleford. 7 out of 7 in the Super 8s for Wigan. 167 points scored, only 72 conceded. And you know, only Castleford have managed to breach that defence more than twice during the Super 8s. 4 tries apiece it was here in the 24-22 victory for Wigan. So Castleford know how to score on this ground. And they have to score, of course, now, because they're trailing 6-0.
Milner and Farrell on the far side away from the referee, what they used to call the blind side. They're having a little bit of a wrist battle. You see, Farrell won't let Milner put his arm up to pull the scrum together. See much of that in the modern game.
This Wigan defence is swarming, isn't it? And Milner produced something here. That looked a heavy challenge. And Adam Milner just raises his arms to referee Ben Taylor.
Wait.
They do have the knack of slowing the play the ball down, Wigan. Matauti gets a good ball away to Shenton. A good job that Gildart had hold of his shorts. Gale again. Watts again. McMeekin down the right. 5 tackles gone.
Go 5.
Wardle to Gale. Go high from Gale, straight to Tompkins. Wigan full back will run it back at them.
That was a good defensive set for Wigan, even though the ball was being moved and it was going from sideline to sideline again. You have to credit the energy, the fitness, the conditioning of these Wigan players.
It's great work at marker by McShane there. Here comes Manfredi again. Well, generally, defences are on top.
Defence wins big games. It's the mantra for every successful team, every successful group of players and coaches. All focus on defence first.
Bateman. Space here for Williams. Greenwood, good tackle by Ben Roberts. They might be lacking Truman, but they've got Roberts and he's been big defensively. Tompkins is running this last tackle. Gets it wide to Gildart. Gildart slides the kick through. Matautia watches it every inch of the way. But there's a wall of cherry and white shirts ahead of him. And he gives himself up to Bateman's challenge.
Sam Tompkins with a little bit of a fractured line. Thinks he sees an opening. But Gildart over on the right side for Wigan is good enough to get the kick in. And again, Wigan defence pressuring, strangling Castleford. They can't make meters upfield.
Phil, what can Castleford do to break this defence open?
Well, I thought there was some good attacking play from them, wasn't there, prior to this year? They're just trying to get away from their own line here, but
it's one out, isn't it?
They've got to find a way to play the ball quicker, haven't they? That's Wigan's 3 or 4 men in some of the tackles has really controlled the speed with which they can get going. Now some width, they're playing with width as the game's gone on. They've shoveled the ball wide again here now to Eden. He kicks the ball ahead, and I think width is their key, isn't it?
Tompkins picks the ball up and gives himself up to Eden's challenge. So we're going to have to come from maybe 17 metres away.
We're going to look comfortable. When Castleford have the ball, they're trying to outthink their opponents and shifting the ball and moving the ball. The only time we've seen Wigan struggle a little bit in that first half was off a couple of offloads. It might be a case of forcing it, but if you force it and you get it wrong, you pay the consequence.
Well, we thought last night the game would open up a bit in the second half, and it did. That's a great hit by Oliver Holmes. Last one here, and Tompkins with the kick. He was tempted then, Eden, to try and pluck that out of the air, thought better of it. We'll take the head and feet at the scrum instead.
Big tackle from Oliver Holmes. They're welcoming back Castleford Tigers. Done a lot of work over on his side. Suffered with a hamstring injury, hamstring problem. Down, hits underneath the ball, drives the player up. A controlling tackle, lands on top.
And he's been around for years as Oliver Holmes. He was man of the match in the 2014 Cup quarter-final win for Castleford here, 16 points to 4. And I say that with all due respect, he's only 26 years of age, but he's really been the heartbeat of this side for a long, long time. Senny Lefeo does well.
They could have that offload, perhaps closer to Wigan's try line, and have players like Matotia picking up the pieces. They've never got a better chance. They'll console themselves, Eddie, with the fact that it's been a much better first half than when they last came here.
Adam Milner again. So Zero tackle this. It's a free play. Liam Watts was there and he shows his frustration, and I'm sure Adam Milner needs somebody to get at him and get a pat on his back and have a word and say, listen, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Pick yourself up.
But Eddie,
it's not been his best 40 minutes.
Eddie, as he's looking to collect and catch that ball, he's already thinking about passing it, and that's the philosophy of Castleford. Move the ball, get away from the teeth of the defence. I think Milner, a much better player than what he's shown in 20-25 minutes he's been on the field.
Well, they say that a week's a long time in politics, a year is a long time in Super League. This man was man of the match in the semi-final classic against St Helens 12 months ago.
We'll be hoping here now for another 75 seconds. This team can hold out, because at 6-0 they won't view that as a terrible first half.
No, I think Darryl Powell will be the happier.
Content if they can get to half-time, but 60 seconds is a long time here now for the Warriors.
It's a big last minute. Here's Sutton. It's away from Gale. Can't get away from those two. Drop goal. Are we in drop goal territory yet? If nothing else is forthcoming in the next 3 tackles.
They should be thinking about it. They might be thinking about it, but
not just yet, maybe, because here is Farrell. And then it comes back to Lulawai. Lulawai changes direction, a little hop, skip and a jump. They're very close now to the posts.
Tompkins
Williams is back, Tompkins is back. It's back with Tompkins. He goes for the one-pointer and he kicks it.
You're getting good at that, Eddie. You're getting good at it.
I learned from the master for 28 years.
Well, a beautiful drop goal from Sam Tompkins. Steps off his right foot, doesn't like McShane's pressure. But they went to the left, came back to the middle. They had a couple of things going on, but the dominant call of Sam Tompkins meant that he got it and he slotted over the wall.
Significance of that is it's a 7-point margin. It means Castleford will score twice at least in the second half. And we're just 8 seconds away from half-time. Sean Wayne will be, I'm sure, pleased enough with the way this first half has gone. He's obviously having a chat there with his captain, Sean O'Loughlin, maybe just checking on his condition. He's been off the field for half of the half. Maybe 1 tackle remaining in this first 40. And Sam Tompkins is not particularly interested. And we'll wait for the siren, and then just rolls the ball dead. So the Wigan coach, his last appearance here on this ground as Wigan boss, knows that Thomas Lulawai's try has been priceless. In the first 40 minutes, he scored after 10 minutes. Sam Tompkins added the extras, and then right on the stroke of half-time, Sam added the drop goal, which gives Wigan a 7-0 advantage at the half-time break of this second Betfred Super League semi-final. Been a bit tetchy at times. Been solid in defence for Wigan. What have Castleford got to come in the second half? We shall find out. Brown misses him. Gelling over the top.
With the Switch Guarantee, moving bank accounts is easy, and you can get all sorts of rewards. Like money back on the things you buy, or freebies to enjoy every once in a while, or cash rewards to make the whole family smile. Anyone can switch too, so let the good things come to you.
For a free and simple switch, just look out for the current account switch guarantee.
Dine for $9.99 from Domino's. Any size pizza for only $9.99 each when you buy 2 or more. Domino's, the official food of everything.
There's meant to be, what, 7.5 billion of us sharing this planet? And no two are the same. Every single one completely unique. All doing their thing. Making their mark in their own way. 7.5 billion. All different.
Express yourself with the new iPhone XS on a plan you can customize to be as individual as you are.
The Ryanair seat sale is here. Choose from over 200 destinations with up to 25% off 1 million seats. Ryanair. Low fares made simple.
Mayday. Mayday. This is Eagle One. We have a problem.
Don't panic. Oh, have a look at that. Get a free £10 bet when you bet £5 on any Bet Your Way market on the Liverpool Man City game. Yes, let's have a piece of the action.
We're breaking up!
I tell you what, I rate our chances. We can get a £10 free bet.
Oh,
for the love of the game. Betway.
Son, I'm starting over. I've moved to LA to follow my dream of being an actor. An adult actor.
That's nothing. I've just rented a Maserati Levante for only £79 from Sixt. And we're going bird watching. Yay! Yay!
Sixt! Drive smug!
Who had a #1 hit single with the song Shut Up Your Face.
What's the matter you? Hey, gotta no respect. What do you think you do? Why you look so sad? It's not so bad. It's a nice affair.
Joe Dolce. Yep. Nice one.
Sick of It, Thursday at 10 on Sky One. And if you missed Sick of It, episodes 1 to 4 are available now on Catch Up.
It's not so bad. It's a nice place. Oh, shut up your face.
Who will race their way to victory in the Honda Japanese Grand Prix? Find out live on Sky Sports F1.
That was an absolute wicked kick, that.
It's a different feeling. Everything has a consequence and it's very nerve-wracking.
It's more than a final. It's people's livelihoods.
It's not like anything I've ever been involved in really before.
Fuad Yaha will wrap it up for the Dragons. Mission accomplished. Super League in 2018 now for sure.
And then finds Washbrook, and Washbrook scores for Wakefield. They are back in Super League.
O'Brien has gone for it, and he's done it. O'Brien has saved Salford.
Well, on Sunday we will either see the London Broncos back in Super League or, incredibly, in just their second season of existence, the Toronto Wolfpack enter Super League. Join us 6:30 p.m. Sky Sports Arena and Sky Sports main event. It promises to be a historic evening. We are at the DW Stadium. Is the second of the Betfred Super League semi-finals, and at half-time the Wigan Warriors, courtesy of a Thomas Luluai try in his 250th Warriors appearance and Sam Tompkins' conversion and drop goal, have a 7-0 lead over the Castleford Tigers, who finished the season in third and are clinging on in this match. Let's have a look at the match stats, and the standout figures are 37% possession for the visitors, and incredibly 145 tackles made in that first half, compared to Wigan's 78. You just wonder what that will have done to the energy levels of the Castleford Tigers. But with just 37% possession and just 7 points behind on the scoreboard, you feel the Castleford Tigers would be relatively happy, John Wells, at half-time, despite that first half on the scoreboard at least going against them.
Relative being the operative word. Darryl Powell won't be happy with his side's performance. I think the Tigers have really struggled in possession. Far too many errors for a game of this magnitude. By the same token, I don't think we're going to hit the straps either. Try from Thomas Luluwai, a soft try which the Tigers will be disappointed about on 10 minutes. Then the chance from Paul McShane in the act of reaching out has lost possession. Tompkins, well, a missed penalty opportunity. That one's taken dead by Peter Matauti, but nothing became of that. The only other points in the game, a nicely taken drop goal by Tompkins on 39 minutes, takes us out to 7 points to nil. Excuse me. Interesting when you talk about the possession. Approaching 2/3 possession and forcing the Tigers to make double the amount of tackles. I would argue that Sean Wayne would not be happy.
Right, yep, cough it up, John. 18 minutes before the Castleford Tigers had a real good look at the Wigan Warriors line. So it isn't just a dearth of possession, it's a dearth of territory as well. You said before the game you thought edge defences would be tested. We've got some very good back rowers on show here tonight. I'm looking at it and I'm seeing the Wigan Warriors deal with everything. This Castleford Tigers right to left shift is phenomenal. We know that. Last year was brilliant, very effective again this year. Far too easy for the Wigan Warriors to deal with that. You're going to have a little look and break this down.
I think it's more than that. It's not far too easy. I think the Wigan Warriors, with what they're doing in defence, is knocking the Tigers out of their stride. I'll show you what I mean. Here's the familiar build-up play. So Liam Watts is opening up the field for a shot back to that left edge, that Wigan Warriors right edge. And it's all now about Luke Gale getting to the fourth man. This is how the play unfolds. This is what they do really well. So Luke Gale, the man who's about to take possession, will be trying to commit this man, John Bateman. There's an interesting move here, and that is a very, very positive move from Tommy Luluwai. I can't help but think that this is on purpose. Why? It'll become clear as we run this play on. As Luke Gale now would normally be trying to engage this man, which would mean that this frontline run here would have to be taken by Thomas Luluwai, and then you've got your fullback McCreighton and your extra man. Because Luluwai has taken that ground away, if Luke Gale now goes into the teeth of this line and engages four-man, his pass option really is, you're in danger of being intercepted by Luluwai. It's a smart move. Have a look at what Luluwai does as Gale passes, just backs off then, rejoins the line, really smart stuff, and then moves on to Matauti and makes it a 3-on-3. I think there's an awful lot of work gone into that. They've studied a lot of tape, and they've frustrated the Tigers out of that. On the other side of the ball, something for the Tigers to be careful of, and something the Warriors I think will rue potentially in this second half, should the Tigers get a foothold in this game. Tompkins hides himself extremely well, moves late and moves shallow. Have a look at Luke Gale on Bateman. They had a bit of a set two, but I can't believe that's the reason for Gale taking Bateman when there was an option out the back. What I think is that I don't think he's been able to take account for Sam Tompkins. It's a really well-run play that just goes awry for the Wigan Warriors at the end of this. So look at Tompkins, breaks late and shadows the line really, really shallow. That's very little time for Luke Gale to have any kind of assessment of what's coming at him. He commits to John Bateman, and that allows the ball out the back and a genuine 3-on-2, which the Warriors make a mess of. It comes off Gilda. That will be something that both sides will be worried about.
The Castleford Tigers are struggling to gain ground, bring the ball off their own line. They're struggling in attack near Wigan Warriors line. Give them hope for this second 40 minutes. What do they need to do to break open the Wigan Warriors defence? It continues like this, it's going to be Wigan's game.
It looks like the Wigan Warriors are strangling the Castleford Tigers out of this match. The simple answer is they've got to land. They've got to find their fronts, and they've got to try and gain some kind of momentum out of the back of that play the ball. That will invariably lead to penalties, because the Wigan Warriors do like to hold on and squeeze. Once you're playing in that other area of the field and we're starting to readdress that possession percentage pendulum swing back from 2/3 to something like an even-handed ball game, the Tigers have got every chance. But as it stands at the moment, Warriors doing everything that's required of them to progress to the grand final.
Okay, let's take you into the dressing rooms here at the DW Stadium. Sean Wayne, for the last time, will be addressing his side here before they hope a grand final appearance. 7-0 they lead at half-time. They have made mistakes themselves in that first 40 minutes and given cheap possession to the Castleford Tigers. Castleford unable to capitalise, but no doubt Darryl Powell will back his side to fix up the wrongs of the first 40 minutes and throw something more in attack at the Wigan Warriors. They certainly have the ability to do that. They have got 40 more minutes in this Betfred Super League semi-final. A place against the Warrington Wolves in the 2018 Grand Final is at stake. It's finally poised. Eddie and the boys waiting the other side of this break to bring you through the second half.
Big chase on him, Luke Gay with a drop goal! He has kicked it!
There's meant to be, what, 7.5 billion of us sharing this planet? And no two are the same. Every single one completely unique. All doing their thing. Making their mark in their own way. 7.5 billion. All different.
Express yourself with the new iPhone XS and a plan you can customize to be as individual as you are.
We're about to go and check out Toronto these next 48 hours. We'd love for you to come along and check it out too.
If you spit blood, you may have gum disease and could be on a journey to much worse. Help stop the journey of gum disease. Switch to Corsadil toothpaste. It's 4 times more effective at removing the main cause of bleeding gums. For healthy gums and strong teeth, help leave bleeding gums behind. Corsadil Ultra Clean.
Your winter sun holiday now. Jet2 Holidays. Package holidays you can trust. APTA and ATOL protected.
She's going for the pucker.
I accidentally sent that photo to your mum.
Mum, Dad said we could rehome tuppence. He's lovely. Can we keep him?
Mum, you're gonna be a grandma.
Don't worry, guys. Everything's pucker.
Whatever your day brings, with a deliciously tasty pie on your plate, everything's pucker.
80 minutes to decide who will stay in Super League and who will be demoted in this nail-biting, nerve-jangling, career-defining, season-ending showdown.
The £1 Million Game. Sunday, live on Sky Sports.
There's a few things you need to be a top host.
Tea from England, Justin Rose.
Number 1, invest in the right company. No one likes a room full of bores. 2, surroundings. Guests need to feel right at home.
That has brought the house down.
Number 3, atmosphere. Remember, everyone lives for the weekend. Finally, entertainment. Give your guests a time they'll never forget.
Go on. What's a way to finish?
Over to you, Justin Rose, your host for the 2018 Sky Sports British Masters.
And perhaps weave a little bit of magic.
Is it a knock-on goal? Fingertip has got to it. Inching on.
The Super League Grand Final is now just over a week away. Wigan or Castleford will play Warrington at Old Trafford. A week tomorrow, the 13th of October, we will be there live at 5 on Sky Sports Arena and the Sky Sports main event. And no wonder he is smiling, Stephen Price, the coach of the Warrington Wolves, flanked by Lee Breers on one side, John Clark on the other. Stephen Price here tonight to watch the opposition firsthand. Will it be Wigan? Will it be the Castleford Tigers? But at the moment, Wigan have just got 1 foot on the way down Sir Matt Busby Way and on the road to Old Trafford. But 40 minutes, as we saw last night, everything can turn round. Everything can turn upside down.
Some very telling statistics at half-time. 5 mistakes to Wigan, 6 mistakes to Castleford. But those 6 mistakes that Cass made, I would bet that nobody was around. And in terms of defence, Castleford done twice as much defending, so let's hope they've got their breath back, got some energy and got some petrol in the tanks at half-time.
Well, last tackle here of the opening set of 6 of this second half. Castleford with Gale. He then gives it to Liam Watts. Liam Watts goes down, tackle number 5. So look out for the kick here from Luke Gale again. Adam Milner is in close attendance too. It comes to Milner. Now back it goes to Gale. Gale high and off the right boot. Underneath it, Don Manfredi. No problems at all, and he will return with interest if he can.
Magnificent take. Even though he doesn't get too many metres forward, skirts across the line. Wigan on the front foot. And Cass defensively just trying to control that ruck. You feel that Wigan have completely dominated the ruck in the first half.
Loose pass. Castleford nearly getting to the loose ball. John Bateman, who's had a good game so far tonight, managed to retain possession for his team. Massive advantage in terms of playoff experience between the two sides tonight. Wigan, this is the record 49th playoff tie. Only the 11th Super League playoff for the Castleford Tigers, who have won just 3 of their previous 10. They have to win the 4th here tonight if they are to get back to Old Trafford. Greg Eden. He gets the first penalty of the match for a high, of the second half rather, for a high shot by Liam Farrell.
Well, that's important for the Tigers here now to try and get on the front foot, move downfield. He was probably a little unlucky, but the referee said it's too high. And that's all that matters here. For Liam Farrell, kick to touch means they're back in their own half defending now. We'll see what the Tigers have got. If there's any change really in the style of play that Darryl Powell's instructed his team over that 15-minute break.
Here comes Jesse Seni DeFeo. It's Tony Clubb and Liam Farrell dealing with that particular threat. Now it's Roberts. And I think there was a clash of heads there with Wardle and a Wigan player. Both of them still on their feet, but both looking a little groggy as Adam Milner takes it on now.
John Bateman was up defensively, shut that player down, and Milner was forced to take the tackle.
It's a very slow ruck when Wigan are in the tackle, that's for sure. They're slowing Castleford down. Here's Mitauti, he slides the kick in. It's very well claimed though. Very well claimed on this near side by Dominic Manfredi and the Wigan defenders. Right, let's get the half-time news. Wonder what was said by the two coaches half-time. Angela Powers has got every detail.
Well, Sean Wayne for Wigan is happy defensively with Wigan's performance. They've been aggressive, they contained everything that Castleford have thrown at them, but he's not happy with their errors as a result of poor ball control. That's where he wants to see improvements, but it's a genuine contest, he says, a real arm wrestle, and that's echoed by Darryl Powell. Last time they were 20-0 down in this game, and at this point, and this time it's a real contest, he said, but they need to put more pressure on. They've put the ball down in good attacking position, and that's not good enough. They've got to control that ball and do their best to come back into this game.
Easier said than done, Darryl. But I'm sure that's the message just the same, and that's what they're trying to do.
I think Darryl Powell would have tried to keep himself and his players' emotions very calm and play it down a little bit. 7-0 down on the scoreboard. Could have been a heck of a lot worse, but a lot of the things that have gone wrong for Castleford have been self-inflicted. Control the ball, keep hold of the ball, kick long, chase hard, and put as much pressure on Wigan
as they have to the Castleford Tigers.
Well, they're midway inside the Wigan half of the field now, and Gale gets away and then sends a kick towards the corner for Shenton to chase. Manfredi's there. Can they force the goal line dropout? Brilliant play by Manfredi.
Oh, he had to be brave as well. It was a good decision.
And he gets a penalty.
To kick the ball from Luke Gale. Hard chase from Castleford Tigers. And Don Manfredi does his absolute best to get out.
Well, they've kicked early, haven't they, on a regular occasion here into that corner, early in the tackle count. And Manfredi, who did well to turn and collect the ball on a previous kick just a few minutes ago, has done remarkably well here to get out into play.
It's just a flop from Milner that gives the penalty in the end.
Well, he's frustrated, Darryl Powell. Nothing seems to be going Castleford's way at the moment. Adam Milner penalised for an innocuous flop, really.
Needless. He'd have backed his half-back's decision to kick the ball. He'd have applauded the chase, but not the penalty at the back end of it.
Luluai, Farrell for Wigan. Second in the table for the 4th time in the past 5 seasons. 7th second-place finish in the Super League era for them. Another penalty coming their way here.
Footwork from George Williams just catches Jesse Senna-Lefeo, a flailing arm from the replacement forward. Look at that left foot, bang. There's a slap round the chops. And that was off a slow play, the ball. Liam Farrell couldn't get it away quickly, so whether they get quick or slow this thing.
Just be careful what we're doing. All right, that's it. Penalty, end of it. There's contact with it. End of score.
Whether they get quick or slow, Wigan, they're still able to find something to work with.
That was a nothing penalty, wasn't it? It was just slapping the chops, nothing else. Open palm.
Well, he's been consistent all the way through, picking up on high tackles, contact with the head. He's continued there.
That's all you can ask for, consistency.
And if you think about it, they've gone from almost making a goal line dropout at one end now to attacking with 2 penalties. A game-changing moment could take place here if we can get over the line.
Greenwood to his feet. Williams drops the ball off to Ryan Sutton. 20 metres away.
Time-out tackle 2.
And there's a problem here for a Castleford player. Liam Watts, is it?
Yeah.
Tackle 2, remember that.
Liam Watts holding his arm, does he hyperextend that elbow? He ends up left, leaves his arm in, and the weight of Mike McMeeting going against the bend of his arm. Already got a little bit of strapping on that area. Aggravated an old injury.
But he doesn't want Liam Watts to leave the field just yet.
He keeps him on long minutes. We've seen a number of times where he's knocked out 60, 70, 80 minutes. Although he's got Mitch Clark on the bench, he's also got Jay Webster who can fill in the pack or that back line. He likes to keep him on.
Do you think he's dislocated the elbow there, or is he something sticking out from the arm? He's either got massive muscles on the forearm. There's a bone coming out there.
Right, I'll tell you when.
Grant Millington's waiting in the wings if needed. But as Johnny Lomax proved last night, and he told me afterwards that his finger had actually been dislocated and it come through the skin on his palm of his hand.
At the time.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But I didn't believe you. I believe the man who had suffered the injury.
Back on.
You
have to say he is as tough as teak. They all are, these players in Super League, to carry on with an injury like that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And then end up on the losing side.
Liam Watts will be feeling that as well.
He will. This, meanwhile, is Farrell. Here now is Williams to go wide. That's a good challenge. A very good challenge by Wardle on Sargentson, fighting for his feet. Sargentson plays the ball. This is Williams again. Ducks under the challenge of Milner. They get to him, though, on tackle number 5. They're 4 metres away from the Castleford line as Williams plays the ball to Powell. Here is Luluai. Luluai double pumped it. This is Tompkins! Sam Tompkins gets the try. And Wigan get closer to another Old Trafford grand final. 47 minutes gone. Wigan lead by 11 points to 0.
Well, George Williams ends up playing the ball just at the left side of the post for Wigan Warriors. And Thomas Luluai who's had an outstanding evening, jumps in, takes responsibility, gives an early pass to the fullback. There's Jesse Senilefeo's penalty on George Williams. Just look at the action here, look at the control, look at the communication. A few dummy runners in the way, but always grasping, always too far for Luke Gale, who's under pressure from Sam Tompkins on that outward angle. A little show and go, ball in two hands and an early slide into the corner.
And look at the delight on the coach Sean Wayne's face. One man who's leaving scored the try, Sam Tompkins. This is his first playoff match for Wigan in 5 years. And it's his last on home soil. He might be there at Old Trafford in a week's time. He's won the grand final twice. He'd love to go to Catalan Dragons in the south of France with a hat-trick of victories. He's certainly come back with a bang in 2018. 11-0. Important kick this, because if he kicks it, Castleford 3 scores behind. Difficult. He's made it difficult for himself. But the important thing was to get over for the 4 points. It's this one for 100 goals in the year for him. And he's pushed it the wrong side of the left-hand upright.
Well, Sam Tompkins' try was only made possible because of some outstanding work from his teammate. 100 metres downfield. Don Manfred is in goal, and at that point you think this is a goal line dropout, but he works hard enough, he's quick enough, and has the evasion to get over the try line, back into play. We saw 2 quick penalties, and Sam Tompkins slides in at the corner there. So the relief really now with an 11-point lead. We're looking pretty comfortable.
Not a winning lead just yet, but it's getting close to that.
Well, the Tigers
need to be the next scorers. They need to be.
The character of Castleford is passes, pre-line, through the line, offloads, really testing and challenging defensive lines. We haven't seen much of that, purely and simply because of the anxiety of those mistakes that they've made. They've almost collected the ball and thought to themselves, well, let's just hold it, get to the set, get to the end of the set and get the kick in.
But on the wrong side of a 6-2 penalty count as well, by the way. Bateman running strongly down the middle on tackle number 5. Kick on the way, maybe. Powell goes high to the left-hand side. Brilliant timing from Sargentson. James Clare felt that. He hit the ground. The moment he hit the ground, Sargentson had him.
Full-blooded challenge, and again,
the Wigan defence is magnificent.
Loads of energy they've got, Eddie, because they're getting through, they're playing the ball quick, they're winning the ruck, as we've said so many times. But look at that, it's a slow play the ball from James Clare again. It's very simple.
Three and sometimes 4 men on your back. Shenton, wonderful tackle by Gildart.
That's been a good battle, that, hasn't it? Shenton, Gildart.
Here's Luke Gale down the line, inviting Tompkins to run the ball back again. And Meakin leading the charge. The ball, though, goes wide to Davis. Wardle gets to him. Again, quick play the ball by Wigan.
Yep, in controlling it while Wigan are powering the way through the line, finding the front, finding their elbows. Watch the speed of Don Manfredi. Even though there are 3 defenders around him, his fight, he still ends up catching a late retreater.
Here's Powell. Wigan fans are starting to find their voice. Getting tuned up for Old Trafford, they believe. O'Loughlin's back on the field. This is the last tackle in this set for Wigan. Lulawai, low and flat down the middle. Means Matautia has to pick it up underneath his own post and run it back. It's a great wall of defenders that's arrived. Look at that.
He puts that where he wants. He has all the time in the world, even though Oliver Holmes tries to take a little bit of think time away.
And every tackle that Wigan are making, the referee is almost constantly shouting dominant.
He's ending up on his back.
Exactly.
That's nothing but dominant.
This is Mitch Clark. He's out there now.
Oh, he'll add a little bit. He always does when he gets on.
Well, that's a penalty to Castleford.
They needed that, Castleford Tigers. Tony Clubb might have picked up an injury whilst making that tackle on Mitch Clark. He's trying to get up, he's trying to play it quick, generate that momentum.
Problem for Tony Clubb. As Castleford now build from inside the Wigan half. And Clubb is limping his way off the field. The referee wants him clear of the play before he allows Ben Flower to come on and allows Castleford to restart the match.
Well, Wigan can rest and let one of the Sherman tanks recover and bring another one on in Ben Flower.
Millington again is put on his back. Mitch Clark is racked to the ground by 3 more, and he goes on his back. There's the difference. It's simple, it's effective. You put them on the back and it means the play the ball is much slower. Shenton can't get past Gildar. Luluai hunting as well.
In again, chops him in half, hits him in the ribs.
Millington now, centre field. Roberts trying to stab the ball through. It's a poor kick.
Well, he's running on an outward angle. He's trying to entice one of the defenders to jump out so he can slot it behind. But it ends up being a poor kick. You can't help thinking there's a little bit of panic setting in now. There's a long way to go in this game. Only 11 points in front, Wigan at the minute. Gets a very light touch on that ball. It only dribbles forward 2 metres or so.
Yeah, no momentum on it whatsoever. But they have restricted Wigan to 15 metres in the opening 4 tackles. And they get Williams down again. He's not reached halfway, so the wingers funnel back. And the kick will come in. Matauti will come forward from full-back to claim this under no pressure. Now, what do Castleford have? Get the ball away to Eden. Bateman gets to him.
Well, not much is the answer. Not much at the minute. Castleford don't have any answer for the ferocity and intensity of the defensive line of Wigan. They can't keep running one out. They can't keep trying to fight for a play the ball.
They need a spark of inspiration from somewhere, the Tigers. And that can provide it. Will Milner? Maybe he will. He's still going, he's not tackled. Where's the support? It's there from Millington. They spread it out to the left-hand side. They might have trouble here, Wigan. This is Shenton. Shenton finds Eden. And that ball is taken over the sideline by Dominic Manfredi. That's better from Castleford.
Well, a good break from Adam Milner in centre field. Finds an offload. And they think they have the space, but look at the work. Manfredi has the measure of the winger. There it is, the determination on the face of Milner. He knows he needs to find a pass. Millington, Gale, early balls to players in space.
It's a great piece of skill from Greg Eden to kick with your right foot. Obviously the inside playing on the left wing. Manfredi was essential because there were Castleford players charging down centre field, aware of what the possibility was if the wingers covered. Kick back inside. They've kicked it a lot tonight. They've had very little joy from doing so. But this season, so many of the tries have had kicks involved in it, more than any of the other top 8 teams.
Well, they're 10 metres out, and they get the head and feet at the scrum, and that's Millington. This is Roberts. And here goes McMeekan. And McMeekan is pushed back, but he gets the ball away, and wide they go with a forward pass.
Well, the idea was right. The offload was right. McMeekan finds an offload. And it's that final pass. There you go. Joe Wardle, too far in front. Forward pass, no doubt about that. But it was the offload from Mike McMeekan. He drew 3 defenders in, and the space is created. There's the blueprint, there's the offload. There's 4 defenders. Ben Roberts, quick hands, and unfortunately for Cass, Joe Wardle's pass wasn't accurate enough.
Well, they've struggled for 55 minutes, Castleford, in the biggest game of their season.
2 chances gone. I'm going to credit the defence and the attitude of the defence from Wigan.
The Wigan defence has been magnificent.
Both sides of the ball, Wigan have been far superior than Castleford Tigers.
See the quick play the ball that Wigan forced, because as you said before, Barry, they land on their elbows, they land on the knees. There they are again, and the referee tells them to get off, and there we get the quick play the ball from Sargentson again.
It's not necessarily about leg drive or metres after contact. Sometimes we talk about the metres after contact when players are carting the ball forward. They'll take the metres on offer, find the front. You see Ben Flower, it looks like he's going to land on his back. He twists round and the markers still aren't set.
Good hands from Luluwai. He finds Bateman. Bateman is found by Mitch Clark. Last one coming up here for Wigan. Tompkins hammers the ball down the sideline, and I think that will run touch in goal. It does. 7 tackle restart.
Are we all back?
Let's have a look at the Castleford body language here now. Who's looking for work? Who's willing to work the way?
Well, they've had 5 tries this year from a situation like this. Tapping it on the 20, you get 7 tackles, not 6 now. 5 times they've managed to go to the other end of the field and get over the line. They need it to be a 6th here now.
It's bad news that Matautia got up very gingerly there from that tackle and played the ball. He's receiving treatment in back play as Webster takes it forward now for the Tigers. Bradford Bulls in 2019. They don't want Matautia off the field. And the £1 million game is coming up on Sunday. Toronto or London would love to be involved in this sort of contest in 2019 with Old Trafford as the prize. As it is the Super League that's the prize for them on Sunday live here on Sky Sports. Millington plays the ball here to McShane. It's Gale. Gale then to Milner. Milner gets the ball away. That was touched. It's 6 to go. It's 6 to go for Castleford. McShane has it, and he's thrown to the ground, wrestled to the ground by Bateman. Here's Gale. Mitch Clark now will run strongly at Flower and Farrell. This is a chance for Castleford. Their supporters know it as well. It's with Roberts. He comes wide to Matautia, injured a few moments ago. Good pass wide. James Clare, great defence again, and he's lost the ball.
Well, taken by Wigan Warriors, defensively stretched, broken, but still managed to find bodies and get bodies where the ball is and where it's needed. They had 6 tackles, Castleford Tigers. We've talked so many times about the threat they've got on the left with Luke Gale. They go over to the right with Ben Robertson. For the second occasion, they failed to come away with anything. A little nudge, a little forced offload. James Clare is looking into the eyes of Jake Webster. He's trying to find him with an offload.
Was the space on the outside? No. Was it too tight?
Well, he didn't back himself. He's probably got the vision of 2 or 3 cherry and white shirts coming in to push him over that sideline.
Let's get down to Angela Powers in this breaking play. News of Tony Clubb, I believe.
He came off with a bit of a limp, didn't he, earlier? Went straight into the changing room and got some physio on his leg, and he's running up and down the touchline right now as he speaks, trying to run off that injury. He's determined to get back on this pitch in this really important game, Eddie.
It's kind to him, Angela, if that's a run. I must do about 5 of them a day. But he's trying to run is the operative word. He's trying to run the injury off.
And sometimes you look, put yourself in the mindset of a player here. He's thinking to himself, got to get back out on the field. If we do manage to get through the game this week, I want to put myself in the frame for the match at Old Trafford next week and not come off injured.
There's Bateman. Plays the ball to Luluwai. Farrell. This is the last one. This is a good set defensively from Castleford after they drop the ball in the corner. Tompkins goes high and down the middle. Eden's underneath it. What can Eden do? What can Shenton do? Tries to take on Manfredi down the left-hand side. He was equal to that, the Wigan winger.
They like this side, Castleford, don't they? On that last shift, we saw Ben Roberts get it. Good footwork from Eden.
Fine balance in there for the Tigers here now. They've got just over 20 minutes. They need 2 tries, which they're clearly capable of. They're going to have to take some risks, though, to get over the line. There's obviously a balance between taking the risk, whether they do it when and where. Simple carries like that, all part of the patient approach.
4th tackle.
Or some creativity is necessary here now to get through this Wigan defence.
Millington to Gale. He just adds a little bit of pace to things then, but there's another sensational tackle from Luluwai.
He's been outstanding tonight, Luluwai.
Be interesting to see how many tackles actually Wigan have missed in this game tonight. And there's a push on a Wigan player. He's taken out by a Castleford chaser. It's a penalty to the Wigan Warriors. And Darryl Powell says, what is that?
Well, he's frustrated. His players are frustrated. And to give you the answer to the question, missed tackles tonight, according to our records, Castleford have missed 13 and Wigan just 7. So again, lopsided statistics that make it that much more difficult for the Castleford Tigers.
Right, what do you want to do? Are you the captain of the side? Right, I want you to control him. Because seriously, if I get any more like that, you'll be down the man. No.
He needs to be careful, Luke Gale. He needs to be the clear head and the composed presence in the game.
Well, he is feeling the frustration of his coach, I think.
Just looking at that, is that a penalty against Ben Roberts?
It's Ben Roberts, yeah, pushed him off the ball.
Contact though, isn't there?
They still pushed him off the ball. You know, it's only like somebody looking to escort. He's prevented a defender being part of the play.
Obviously, Luke Gale said something out of turn to Ben Thaler. Oh, hello. Matt Shane has pinched the ball off Sean O'Loughlin, of all people.
Well, there he is, the artful dodger. Paul McShane cleared up in the end of season awards for Castleford Tigers.
And here is Mitch Clark now. Great strength from McShane. Here's Milner again. Milner goes down. McShane comes left. Millington. Here's Gale. Good ball to Roberts. Here's Eden. Wonderful Wigan defence again.
Look at the celebrations from those players. They were stripped for numbers. It was a really smart, intricate play. And again, their attitude to just get where the action is. It's a turn-up. They end up with an overloaded short side 2v1, but look at the cherry and white shirts. Greg Eden would finish that try 9 times out of 10, but he has 4 players in front of him.
Brilliant tackling from Wigan, obviously. Great defence. What Castleford have got to do, though, is stay positive, believing that that's the best attacking play they've put on in just over an hour of rugby league here, and they can do it again.
Well, the head and feed will go Wigan's way, of course. But inside the last 20 minutes, Tompkins was leading the charge. It was Luluwai's last tackle, I think.
I saw that, but on the last time we observed that play, it was Luluwai low down. Again, he hits underneath the ball.
Okay, Tommy. Out. Back up.
So here comes Sargentson for Wigan.
One movement. Where do? Go on, make one.
Powell. And Davis. Now solid defence needed from Castleford.
This is the surge, this is the big effort. If the Tigers are going to get back and win this match, can't wait to the last few minutes, it's got to come soon. But George Williams gets on the outside edit.
He does, down he goes down that left-hand side, away from Roberts, away from another, away from Webster, away from another, away from McMeekin. A good job that Matauti was there. Great run from McMeekin, and he's asking from Williams, and he's asking for a penalty there, the Wigan player. It's Luluwai, it's Bateman.
That's the difference between the two sides. Composure.
Good ball as well. Here is Luluwai again. O'Loughlin. Back it goes to Powell. Wide it goes to Williams, the man who started all this. Williams. Great tackle by Peter Matautia. Powell to Luluwai. Luluwai to O'Loughlin. And he's all wrapped up by Adam Milner.
Play on.
The referee will have none of it. Well, yes, he will now. Yes, he will, because Milner was lying in the ruck.
Well, Wigan...
They played for that, to be fair, Wigan.
They did, but with the ball in hand, defensively their effort is outstanding. With the ball in hand, they're outstripping their opponents. They seem to have a little bit more pace, both in terms of speed of thought and speed of action. And when they made that break, They didn't then go for the throat, go for broke. What they did is move the ball about, slowed it down a little bit, frustrated Castleford Tigers, and Adam Milner, who's had some good moments, but probably more bad than good. Look at George Williams here, Mike McMeekin in front of him, skips outside to Ben Roberts, goose step, comes inside, outside, inside, and he's evading defenders. Matauti eventually gets to him, but later on in that set of 6, because Adam Milner can't get out of the way, because the scramble mode of Cass is so frantic that it looks like they'll take the 2 points on offer, or at least have a go of it.
Well, they will. Tompkins was cleaning the mud off his boots, I think, and maybe getting rid of a bit of cramp. And Ben Taylor said, "What are you going to do?" He said, "We'll take 2." That's a pretty big picture of Sam.
Looks good, doesn't it? I know somebody else with a head that big on his way to Toronto.
No way to talk about the head of rugby league like that.
And stay away with Peter.
And what time is it in Toronto, Baz?
4:25.
In the afternoon?
In the afternoon.
I'm glad to see you've been doing your homework all afternoon. Right, Sam Tompkins. Just over a quarter of an hour to go. This would mean Castleford have to score 3 times, and that they do. Wigan are favourites now, and man of the match votes will be called for in about 4 or 5 minutes on the Our League app, as throughout the season of 2018. We'll give you 4 names, you make your choices, and I think, fellas, it's a Wigan clean sweep at the moment.
It looks that way, doesn't it? I feel Thomas Luluai has been inspirational for his teammates, and Sam Tompkins has been good as well. Been some top performers in the Cherry and Whites, and they look shell-shocked at the minute, Castleford.
Contested restart, but not much of a contest. Straight into the arms of Sargent. And Sam Tompkins, by the way, has just slotted over his 100th goal of the campaign.
I don't think we can emphasise enough how important he's been for Wigan tonight. You want your organisers to run, pass, tackle and kick, but you also need them to do the 5th thing, talk, organise the team, and he's done that tremendously well in the defence. If you watch at times what he does when Wigan don't have the ball, his organisation and his dictation of where players need to be, even without the ball.
Yes, that wasn't a miss, by the way. That was, he just pulled out of that.
And when you think Morgan Escaré, who's such an exciting player himself, is still on the bench, when Morgan Escaré enters the game, it pushes Sam Tompkins up.
Last tackle coming up here for Wigan then. With no thoughts of a 1-pointer here, with a 13-0 lead. And Tompkins just drills the ball into touch on this near side. Interesting, no sign of Escaré tonight. Last night, no sign of Declan Patton for Warrington.
No, and I think coaches are reading games now and deciding whether or not to use those aces in the pack. But when you think about the performance of Sam Tompkins, how influential he has been.
Second time he's been down like this in the last 5 minutes.
I'm pretty sure Peter Matautia, when he was in backfield, in back play, there's Morgan Escaré just keeping warm. I think Peter Matautia was suffering with a little bit of cramp as well, but I'm going to make the point that George Williams has been exceptional on the left. Thomas Luluai is my man of the match, and those 3 players, it's hard for a coach to think, just to get Morgan Escaré and do a compromise how effective the team has been and will be from that point on.
Wigan are 14 minutes away from the grand final and a match against Warrington. Here is Jake Webster, though, as Castleford look to get something from this match.
It's getting to the point where they need to try stuff like that. Throw the 50-50.
Here's Matautia. Eden somehow hangs on, but look at that defence again. Look at that defence again. Gildart's got to come all the way back. Gildart's got to come all the way back because there was a foot in touch.
Well, he runs towards those fans and enjoys that 4 or 5 seconds canter. He's going to count for nothing. Glorious defence again from Don Manfredi.
Touch judge had his flag up.
Yeah, he put his flag up straight away, so Ben Thaler blows the whistle and the play stops immediately.
He must be in with a shout as well, Don
Manfredi. Yeah, it's clearly
terrific stuff.
Well done. Well done, the touch judge. Wigan against Warrington is odds on at the moment, and Stephen Price is already plotting and scheming, and he's just seen himself in the big screen. He knows it's been his weekend so far.
Notebook and pen in tow, he's writing down everything he sees.
Okay, boys.
Good luck trying to predict how this Wigan side play, because it looks basic at the minute. It's very methodical.
I think Warrington will spend some time this week trying to learn the lessons from what went wrong at Wembley with either the preparation or the start of the match. The last time they were under big pressure for a big prize, they played about 50% of the capacity, and they need to get closer to 100 if they want a chance of lifting the big trophy next Saturday night.
And I think, with respect, that's what we can say about the Castleford Tigers tonight. They're playing to about 50% of what they have shown during the course, certainly of last year, and for much of this season.
You asked a very good question in the first half. What did the Castleford Tigers need to do? They probably needed Junior Moores out on the field. I think he's one of the best forwards they've got. He has a big impact when he comes on and has been hugely important in so many of the tries that they've set up and scored. He's obviously out injured, and without him, that whole the void he's left has probably been too big.
And there was an option for a try. Joe Wardle, if you remember, he threw that ball forward. Really rate Joe Wardle, but I think he's a better second rower than he's a centre. If Greg Minikin is over in that spot, in that slot, maybe that might have been a better pass and a potential try.
Here's Williams, that looks forward. Last one here for Wigan. Time is of the essence. 12 minutes. Oh, that's not the best.
He's kicked out and the boy's shaking his head. What am I doing?
Well, there's not much difference, is it, between the scrum and a
turnover?
Still a controlled start for them, isn't it?
I think if Warrington do meet Wigan, they will be concentrating on how to break down this Sean Wayne drill defence.
Well, Warrington were very good round the ruck. It was a middle field battle last night. Saints lost out. They couldn't handle the size and the power of Warrington.
Hey, the Wolves didn't have a problem breaking in the defence in the Cup, did they?
No. No, it was 23-0, wasn't it, in the Challenge Cup? So they've been across the ground. Castleford will not have given this up just yet. Here's Shenton. That was Holmes.
He's down again.
Gale to Watts. Yeah, a touch of cramp, I think. Wide on the right, it's McMeekin. Little pass out the back to Webster, who got a bit of a shock when that came to him, I think. Millington, quick hands, but he's lost the ball again, Castleford.
Cass players too flat. They want the ball, they're expecting the ball, but they're not deep enough, and that's the reason Thomas Luluai was almost in the defence or the attacking line as a defender.
Surrender!
Quick hands, Millington, blind offload, and Thomas Luluai, as he's done all evening, mopping up.
It looks like 2018 is mirroring 2017, so near and yet so far for Castleford.
Yeah, well, they put Greg Eden at fullback, haven't they? There's a penalty here now. Peter Matautu on the wing with cramp. The number of high-speed runs that fullbacks do, greater than any other position. Not surprised he probably has hit the wall at this point. And Liam Watts has hit the head, which will give another 2-point potential here to the scoreboard. I'll tell you what, and it's still 10 minutes to go, and you can't write off the Tigers yet. There's still a chance. But it is remarkable what they've done. If you think 10 years ago, they finished bottom of the Super League table. And for the last 5 seasons, they've consistently been a top 5 team. With less resources and perhaps facilities than some of the other opponents, they've done remarkably well. They're a strong club.
They're a very strong club. They posted a very healthy profit not long ago. And under Darryl Powell, they've had 5 brilliant years, but they've just not been able to get over the line. So here is Bateman. And it looks like Wigan are going to get over the line. And they're going to go back to Old Trafford. And it will be the perfect send-off for Sean Wayne, Sam Tompkins, John Bateman and Ryan Sutton. It'll be the perfect send-off if they win it. Warrington will have something to say about that.
A lot of emotion attached to this team, and it looks like Sean Wayne, who's done it all the way during his tenure, has harnessed that emotion and made it like a spearhead for his team.
Here is the captain who just steers the ship. Steadies things down. Long pass wide. Finds Farrell. Farrell goes down. Tackle number 5. Last one coming up then for Wigan. Tompkins slides the kick in. Good save. Right, here are your nominations for the man of the match as Castleford drop the ball again. Here they come. It's a clean sweep as predicted. Ben Flower, Don Manfredi, Sam Tompkins, Thomas Lulawai. Well, you can take your choice of any of them. For me, I think, like Barry, I think Lulawai has been magnificent. So 2 votes from up here for Lulawai, Phil.
Well, I went with Sam Tompkins. It is hard to compare one position with another. What Ben Flower did in the opening stages of the game, playing in the front row, probably he's not as big as many of the people he competes with. He's remarkable, like a middleweight fighter, fighting heavyweights. He does really well. And he was important in setting the platform, but I think overall contribution, my vote will go to Sam Tompkins.
OK. Well, I'm amazed that Barry has picked Thomas Lulawai. The thing is, he's got 9 on his back, so he thinks he's a forward.
Well, you suggesting I should go for Ben Flower?
No, well, you would normally. It's the first time this year I can remember you going for a back.
No.
As a man of the match.
Influential players.
He's been magnificent.
And as a team, they've been magnificent.
Yes, they have. There's hardly been a fault.
The game plan has been spot on. What they've done it in a unified manner. Their strength has been in their unity.
And as a result of the Greg Eden knock-on, they're laying siege on this Castleford Tigers defence again.
Good take. Matautia suffered a couple of times with cramp, had to duck down. There's a kick from Wigan. And look at them here, up quick. Navarrete, Ryan Sutton in his last appearance at home.
Penalty to Castleford. Not standing square.
They'll take anything, Cass, at the minute. I think they've got fast players, but I don't think they're fast enough and good enough tonight to score tries so close to their line.
The penalty count against them, 9-4. I bet that is a source of complaint at the end, but Stuart, there's been nothing much really that Ben Thaler's done wrong.
Well, I think the difference is the 5 high tackles, which you know, are compulsory tackles as far as the referee's concerned. The ones where they have to debate around the ruck have been even.
Here's Matautia again. Well, he had a hand on him then, did O'Loughlin, but the referee says play on. Massive bumps through Powell.
That's the formula for Cass. Throw it.
Millington. Back he comes to Gale. He releases it to Shenton. As soon as Shenton receives the ball, though, Gildart's all over him like a cheap suit. This is Holmes. Now it's Millington again. Short ball from him. Good offload. Millington again. Here is Gale. They come wide to Eden on the bouncer to knock on.
Although it looks like the pass from Luke Gale is putting a player into space, it's in the air for too long, giving time for the Wigan defenders to shuffle across.
Morgan Escaray is on now. Thomas Lulawai, I can tell you, is leading the vote for the man of the match. Still open, still alive on the Our League app.
Wigan have just brought Joe Greenwood back on. He's had a spell, had a rest.
Is that to protect Sean O'Loughlin, though? I think they know how important he is. They don't want any injury in the last 5 minutes to occur to the key forward.
Yes, O'Loughlin is a key member of this side, even though at 35 he would say his, I was going to say better years, but that's a bit unfair, but you know what I mean. He's a little longer in the tooth than some of them out there, but he is massively important to Wigan.
To the culture of the club at Wigan, to the work that he does during the week, and then that selfless work he does during the 80 minutes.
That's a good save from Eden. He's away from Tompkins. But there is always players in reserve when a Wigan player is beaten in the tackle. And they've not missed many tackles tonight.
It's been their attitude to cover up for their friends, for their mates. Make sure when the line is broken, it doesn't result in anything more than a few more metres. Magnificent team effort. Just less than 4 minutes now. Just on the clock, and Cass are throwing everything they can. But that means the risk is always there.
It's been that sort of a night for Castleford.
They've been completely dominated. Credit must go to the physical fitness, the mental fitness, the way that Cass the way that Wigan, when they've had the ball, have been clinical, ruthless, and then Cas Tigers, who I'm sure when the game is finished, we want to thank those travelling fans. Plenty of them have travelled across the motorway.
They'll be going home very, very disappointed.
They've not done themselves justice. They've made unforced basic
errors. And Barry, in the second big game in 2 years, the grand final, he did exactly the same. Different circumstances, I know. Tonight they lost Truman and they lost Junior Moores before they got here. You're right. 1 to 17 could easily have got there, but they've not done themselves justice again, and I'm sure Darryl will say that.
24 hours ago, St Helens probably did the same thing, lost in the semi-final against Cass, and yesterday were well beaten by Warrington.
You could look at it another way and say Castleford had done remarkably well to finish third.
Yes.
They had 7 fullbacks. Now, a lot of people say it's the most important position in the game these days. They've had to use 7 different players and still managed to finish third.
It's going to be 2v4 for the grand final 2018. And sorry, 2 were it's Wigan. It's the third Wigan Warrington grand final in 3 seasons. That's what I'm trying to get out. Sorry, it's 6. The third Wigan. Oh,
in 2 years.
No, in 6. The third Wigan Warrington grand final in 6 seasons.
Oh, another kick. And Castleford out on the feet at the minute. And James Clare has no option other than to just bat it down.
And it's
George Williams behind the line.
Fourth, by the way. I did say that, I think, didn't I? I got that right.
The Cass players are just looking at that clock now. John Bateman and his teammates enjoying this last couple of minutes.
Well, it's an emotional night for Bateman. It's an emotional night for Ryan Sutton. It's an emotional night for Sam Tompkins. It's more than an emotional night for Sean Wayne, because he will lead his team out at Old Trafford when he takes charge of them for the very last time. And Manfredi is trying to put a little icing on the cake.
Still going.
This is Escaray. They come wide to Greenwood, and Greenwood. Has he got the ball down?
He does everything he can. Cass defenders still in the final couple of minutes trying to deny the big back rower, Joe Greenwood.
Hold on, just making sure you get it down, please.
It's the first video referee decision of the night, isn't it?
It's the first one yet, Eddie, and it's all about the grounding. You don't feel he's got it down on the field. Is there any evidence that he has? He certainly looked like he rolled over at one point. I think we can see the ball just off the ground on that shot. Haven't seen it on the ground yet. And of course it's been given as held up on the field, so we've got to see it on the ground at some point for this try to be awarded.
You've got no chance with all that at the moment. Robert Hicks having a look at this. Now then, this might tell us.
We've also got Sargentson, who's coming in on the tackle there.
No, held up.
Well, the ball's certainly held up. We can see it there.
Held up.
The video referee might look at Dan Sargentson coming in and putting pressure on one of the Castleford tacklers, which could result in a penalty. There's certainly no try.
This is going to go red. So credit the Castleford defence on this occasion. No try.
Still pride in the try line. The last couple of minutes in this game, it looked for all money that Joe Greenwood was going to stretch that long frame and get over the try line.
So the tackle count will continue, 10 metres out on that left-hand side. Sargentson. Powell. 2 little juggles. Little juggle from Tompkins. This is Escaray. He'll play it here to Gildart. Tompkins in centre field. Bateman. Williams. Off the face of Jake Webster. I think the ball hit the man there, but the referee wipes the tackle count down.
Knocked down.
Yeah, he did.
By Castleford, yeah.
I don't know whether it hit him in the face.
It did hit him in the face.
Hit him in the face. I'm not sure whether he's motioned towards it, but...
Well, he knows he's on his way to Old Trafford now, doesn't he?
Look at the smile on his face and the embrace with the players who trust him, believe in him. And he shows so much faith in him. Let's not forget Sean O'Loughlin. He nurses him through the season. He has done for the last couple of years. Makes sure he's ready, he's right, match ready, even though he's not able to get on the field. There's an emotional man listening to that crowd, feeling the good vibes from the people in the terraces.
Well, he said before the match, didn't he, in the interview with Angela Powers, he's sad to a degree, but he wants to get the job done. And he's got the job done tonight.
It'll be a bit of relief for him as well, because he can't afford to let those emotions get on top of him, so his players feel it, so they think it's the last game of the season. He's got to hold it and hope that they do enough to get him one more game, and they have.
Is it written in the stars that Wigan will say farewell to their 4 big personalities with a win at Old Trafford in the grand final?
A cracking game.
There'll be no emotion as far as Warrington are concerned, that's for sure.
Give you a bruiser. Disappointment on the face of...
Huge disappointment from him again.
Sheridan.
Huge. In comes Sutton. Playing out time. Castleford defending their line. Back it comes to Tompkins. Drop goal. Just to really rub salt in the wound. 14-0.
Well, that's it. Wigan are off to Old Trafford. Sam Tompkins stood in front of the sticks. They played for that for 3 tackles, Wigan Warriors. And a great night's work for Wigan. The coaches, the players, ruthless.
2 drop goals for Sam Tompkins. And he scored all the points in the second half. A try, a penalty and a drop goal. John Bateman on his way to Canberra, but he will be going home or going to Canberra after a grand final appearance. Whether it's a victorious one or not, Wigan will have a lot to say about that. And Darryl Powell, your heart goes out to him, because he took them to the top of the tree last year. Circumstances conspired against him. He's battled away and got them in the top 4 again in 2018. And for the 2nd week in a row, his team have failed to score a point. OK, it didn't matter last week against St Helens. It mattered massively tonight. And this Wigan defence has been outstanding from start to finish. 14-0. 14-0 they have won. A try, 2 goals and 2 drop goals for Tompkins. A try from Tommy Luluai. Nothing to show for the Castleford Tigers. 14 points to 0. Well, let's find out who the Betfred Super League Man of the Match is. No prizes for guessing. It's Thomas Luluai with Angela.
It is Thomas Luluai. Thomas, there's your silver salver. And there's a couple of votes up in the commentary box for you as well, and out there in the world giving you the man of the match. But a great performance, personally and team-wise.
Yeah, it was, man. We played really well today. We prepared really well for the week. It's been an emotional week for Wayne. And I'm just so glad we get to send him off and hopefully with the winners.
A second chance to play in the grand final as well against Warrington. You know who your opposition's going to be. It'll be a tough game, that.
Yeah, I thought they played very well last night. They defended well, they're spirited, so it's going to be a really tough game. But yeah, we'll get over this one. We'll prepare and fingers crossed we get the job done.
Let's talk about this game tonight as well. You knew that Castleford were going to come and try everything this evening, but to nil them, I know your coach will be very happy about that.
Yeah, we pride ourselves on our defence, and defence wins big games. We know that, and tonight we defended really, really well.
Brilliant, thank you. We've got a cheque for you here. £250. Where's it going to go? Which charity?
Joining Jack, thank you.
Congratulations, Thomas. And now we have the victorious coach. Is this?
Teddy, my grandson, this.
Hello, Teddy.
Say hello.
Very quiet tonight. You weren't quite up on that gantry, and I'm sure you'll have some celebrating to do tonight.
No, we'll save it for next week. Hopefully we can try and get a win. Very, very proud of our efforts today. I thought Don Manfredi was outstanding. I thought Tommy played tough, injured, and I'm absolutely ecstatic to get this.
Yeah, to get this, just saying to Thomas Luluai as well, to nil, your defence was spot on tonight.
Our D, Angela, was fantastic. I'm so pleased. It was untrue. I thought in that second half, we did numerous sets in our line. I was so pleased with the desire we showed to defend our line.
Not only only that, you were across the line enough times as well. Talk about Sam Tompkins. He's had a fantastic game as well as Thomas Luluan.
Yeah, he just competes. He wants to win, and I've got a few of them in my team, and I'm so proud of their efforts. And you know, backs against the wall, and when the negative things said, they just dust everything down and keep on going. So for me, finishing at Old Trafford is a dream, and I'm absolutely ecstatic.
You sound ecstatic. You look ecstatic, or not as ecstatic as we expected. It's like you've got a lid on it because you know what you're going to face next week.
Oh yeah. I'm going to face your team and all that. And we need to be better. You know, they played pretty well last night. So I'm not. We've won a semi-final. We're not happy just getting to Old Trafford. I want to go down and do a job, but we have to be really good to beat them because they were outstanding last night.
A lot of them going. We talked about Tompkins. There's a picture on the floor there. I don't know whether one of the lads can get it for me. It's Mark Bitcon. I don't know whether you can see it. Can you have a look at that? This is your fitness conditioner, isn't it? And he's going as well. Yeah. But it's all a team effort behind and in front of it.
My staff are fantastic. I love them to pieces. They all respect me and show me a lot of respect. Bitters and Matty Peter out of the youth. Outstanding people. So I'm just happy for them that can get to Old Trafford as well.
What does it actually mean in the great scheme of your career to get to a grand final in your very last year with Wigan?
It's that good. I mean, I've drove out to Old Trafford and lost, and I've drove out to Old Trafford and won. There's only one way to get on that coach, and we're going to have a good week, tough week. We'll not be patting ourselves on the back. We need to work hard and make sure that we turn up next week.
Brilliant. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
We've now got Michael Shenton to talk to. Michael, you must be absolutely devastated to lose that game. Not so much the scoreline, but the fact that you lost all of those chances. You didn't take the chances that you had.
Oh, absolutely. We just killed ourselves tonight. You've got to give credit to Wigan. They're a big game team, and they came out with a big place tonight, and we just couldn't do that. Just dropped way too much ball. Just couldn't build any pressure on them, and you can't do that in a big game. You've got no chance of winning, especially in slippery conditions. And we've got to be better. We've got to be so much better.
And then at the end, where you had to really force the plays, and ball control wasn't great for you tonight.
No, well, we didn't really stick to our game plan. Really, we spoke about in these conditions, about finishing your sets, putting them under, testing them out, but getting your foot on the ball. We did that in the first half. We got a couple of repeat sets, and then we came up with errors on the back of that, and that's not building pressure. Wigan started the game with 4 repeat sets and got a try on the back of it. That's the way you need to play, and unfortunately, it's a tough lesson for us. But I want to say credit to our fans tonight who turned up, and that's amazing, the support we've had there and throughout the year. So it's been a big effort. We've had a lot of adversity this season, and to reach the top 4 was good for us, but we had a strong team out tonight, and we were capable of winning that game. But Wigan were just too good for us tonight, unfortunately.
Did you feel you didn't get the rub of the green sometimes out there?
Well, it ebbs and flows, doesn't it? And we weren't a dominant team. Normally when you're a dominant team, you feel like you get that. So Wigan kind of controlled the ruck, so they got the majority of the calls, the way it goes. But there's a few things went against us, but it's rugby league. You've just got to deal with that and defend your line. So we did some awesome effort in there at times. We've put ourselves in so much pressure. So credit to our boys, but just not good enough tonight, and then Wigan were too good for us.
Appreciate you talking to us, Michael. Thank you. We've got Daryl Powell now, the coach. Daryl, we could see the exasperation in your face sometimes up there, that they were giving it everything, but just not holding on to the ball.
Well, we tried hard tonight, but maybe a little bit too hard at times. Just way too many errors. I thought, credit to Wigan, they defended so well. They really made it difficult for us, but I just thought we panicked in the second half. Just thought we panicked. There's nothing in the game at all. Wigan were the better side. We couldn't control possession and put them under enough pressure to be able to break them down. And they deserve that. I think it'll be a great final next week.
That was it. You knew their defence was going to stand up, and you had to breach it. Just impossible to get through.
Oh, well, you drop the ball on first and second tackle, you don't give yourself much of a chance. So, very disappointing end to the season, obviously. But look, what can you do? We've come here and given everything. I think we've worked so hard through the season. It's been a tough year for us, and we've got to this point. We needed the best game of the season from our players, and we didn't get that from too many of the boys. So, disappointed.
Really appreciate you talking to us.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yes, in the words of Daryl Powell, they needed the best game of the season. They got nothing close to that. a very talented side, will come away from the DW Stadium disappointed with their performance. But they were second best to the Wigan Warriors tonight. 14-0 on the scoreboard. Wigan Warriors defence for 80 minutes was nothing short of outstanding. Sam Tompkins with a contribution of 10 points in total in his farewell match at the DW Stadium. Tommy Luluai in his 250th Wigan appearance, scoring a very important try for them. Okay, this is how they will line up in the grand final for 2018. The Wigan Warriors and Warrington Wolves will do battle for the third time in the grand final after 2013 and 2016 meetings. 5 p.m. Sky Sports Arena at Sky Sports main event next Saturday. Okay, we had a Wigan Warriors defensive masterclass. The Castleford Tigers well off their very best in attack. A man of the match performance from Tommy Luluai, an inspirational individual performance in a Wigan Warriors performance that will have Sean Wayne humming, really, I suppose.
Yeah, I think he epitomised both sides of the ball, what the Wigan Warriors were also very good at and what the Tigers became increasingly desperate to try and emulate excuse me, as that game went on. It started on the 10th minute, didn't it, with his try. Let's have a look at his highlights then, because they are significant, I think, for a game of this magnitude. 10 minutes, as you say, Castleford will chalk this down as a soft try, but there's some good footwork in this as well. That goose step and then go, and then the strength to get to the line. The try assist on 47 minutes was impressive for me. So Luluai, he double pumps the ball here, and that has a really significant effect. It holds Ollie Holmes, who should be taking care of Bateman's line, who pulls in turn Luke Gale, which allows the space for Sam Tompkins. Look at the double pump there. All of a sudden, Gale's having real trouble keeping pace with Tompkins off the side. But on the other side of the ball as well, Brian, his defence, this on 58 minutes. One of the 4 or 5 chances that the Tigers had. But just look at that recovery from Luluai. Absolutely outstanding individual performance in a great team performance.
There was good defence, but I could see a Castleford Tigers side continue to run the ball when they were numerically had no advantage over the Wigan Warriors in defence. It seemed like Castleford Tigers were going to go through with the play no matter what was facing them in defence.
Yeah, I think they were robbed of time.
Got a fur ball in there, have you?
I've been trying to get rid of it all week. They've been robbed of time, I think, by a really intense and unflinching Wigan defence. I think that's really stepped up and will be a real word of caution for Steve Price watching this game, because how you break down that is a big task.
Castleford may reflect on some missed opportunities as well in the game. They did have some chances. Darryl Pell said they need to take all of those. They didn't, John. They didn't even come close. This Paul McShane effort in the first half, it could have put a different complexion on the game.
Yeah, it could have done, but again, it's like Michael Shenton said, you make too many errors, and as those errors compound themselves, you begin throwing passes like this one from Joe Wardle, first tackle, that just aren't on. This arguably the best chance, but it's the Wigan defence. Look, let's highlight the positives, because whilst the Castleford Tigers, I don't think, gave the best account for themselves, I think what we can say from this is that the Wigan Warriors are deserved grand finalists, and you've no problem saying that when one side has outplayed the other.
Yeah, defences win big games. We saw that last night with the Warrington Wolves against St Helens. We saw it again tonight with the Wigan Warriors victorious over the Castleford Tigers. Right, Southampton-Chelsea is the first game on Super Sunday.